Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to this session. Really encourage others to join so we can. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I know you can't see me. You see me, and you start seeing your chats too in a bit. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for making room for us to make have this makeup class. Understand that it's not easy, but in this particular session, we'll be having clarity on what we need to do. So, can you confirm that you can hear me? Can you confirm that you can hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Oh, lovely. All right, that's good. Okay, let's get momentum going. I'm gonna share your live chat too with you guys so you can see what it looks like in a bit, and then see how many people have worked with the number. But we have 80, it's 3 people here, so we need more people to so they don't and they don't miss the attendance. The attendance is very important, as you're aware, but don't joke with that. Don't joke with that. And that's very important. So get other people. I'm not audible enough. Okay. How about now? Is it better? Is it better? Sir, please, you are audible, please. Oh, I don't understand. You can hear me, okay? Am I audible enough? Can you hear me? I know you can't see me yet. See me in a bit. I'm trying to put things together here, okay? All right. That's me there. Now you can see me. Can you confirm that you can see me? Okay, lovely, much better. Could amplify it if you want me to, and we are yet to, fully engage the past videos. Is immediately after this, do that. I'm trying to give all of my to this course to make it make sense to you, irrespective of your population. I know that's a big challenge, already. So that's why these sessions are scheduled the way they are scheduled, for you not to miss and not become an half-baked graduate. So if there's any other person who is coming back here to watch later, this session is for undergraduate students in through the process of book publishing, script development, layout, design, and so this lecture marks the end of the very first module. Very first module. Then from next week we'll start looking at some more practical things. But the end of this module is the beginning of your practical. Yeah, let's do this. Invite somebody. We are 672. You can see the numbers yourself. Once we hit 100, I'm going to commence fully. Once we hit 100, I'm going to commence fully. Right here waiting for you guys. Get others to join. Because once the QR code shows, after a few minutes, get it locked down. That's what I'm going to do. Is do not say you are not aware, and immediately after that, you get the updates on what your this thing is, your grouping works. You get the updates of the group work. So please take things seriously. Don't joke with it. Okay, so I believe you are inviting others. If you are inviting others. Oh, someone said I'm still not audible. It is not as audible as usual. Okay. It is not as audible as usual. I'm just gonna add some to this thing. How is it now? Is it better? Is it better? Is it better now? Can you confirm? Why is the live stagnant? The live is not stagnant. Can you confirm that my audio is loud now? Is better? Can you confirm that it is loud? You can't see my screen. Screen is on display. Concurrent, we have 30. It has dropped. It has dropped. I need you guys to be serious about this now and to be a solid state if no one if some of you don't get the attendance. Okay, it is loud already. All right, let's go. So today I'm finalizing the mock manuscripts and then I'm finalizing the mock manuscript stage, and then we mark the transition point where we'll move from learning the discrete aspects of things, and then we'll move to executing them in the integrated professional workflow. So this session is going to lead you through how you can simulate your live group works. So take it seriously and let us begin. It's time for you to check in now, please. Check in. It's time for you to check in. I know some of you will still play the trick of sending link to somebody. Try to avoid that. It doesn't pay. Not the best. Not the best. Avoid that. Don't fall into that temptation. So check in. Okay, now I'm starting. I'm starting now. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Hi, I hope you've checked in and you have secured yourself. There will be no more waiting. There will be no more waiting. So let's get ourselves settled in. If you have any issues checking in, please let me know now. If you have any issues checking in, you are blocking the code. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. There you go. You have it now. Sorry about that. Yeah. There you go. I'm blocking the code. Yeah. So that's it. That's it for you. All right. So I'm saying it's attendance going up. All right. So continue to check in. I believe should be fine now. I see that most of you have gone to check in. That's good. So let's move on to the next slide. So today's learning objective. I hope you guys come back. So come back soon. Come back soon. All right. So in today's lesson, uh, we'll be focusing on a few things. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to do the following: integrate what you've learned from the last um, 4 lessons, ideally 4 weeks, and you should be able to, um, sort of put together all of this knowledge, pack them into competence, and begin to utilize them the way I expect you to. All right. Now, this is not just going to be a a a gibberish talk and walk. It's going to be a very practical session where I expect some real time and real life results. So stay with me. and flow with me. So we're going to execute a full copy edit on the flawed manuscripts. We're going to apply professional judgment beyond surface correction, and we are going to prepare a document that meets production ready standards. So now we have the standard editorial framework, which I'm going to share with you. And we've talked about clarity, we've talked about coherence, we've talked about consistency, we've talked about correctness. These are the standard editorial framework you should integrate into your learning experience. So for some of you who are unable to check in, let me give you and offer you the grace of having the link in the chat. I hope you are able to click it. Check in. This is a grace. By now, you as a communication student, you should be able to scan QR code. I'm going to pin this so you can use it. All right. Now click on it and check in ASAP. I've got 160 people in attendance. So now clarity helps you to eliminate what we call ambiguity. It improves readability. It's help with coherence, you understand, and it's ensure that there is a logical flow and structural integrity, you understand. So when we are clear, it helps coherence to play in, because if you're not clear, you won't be coherent. Anyone that is not clear in their speech, they won't be coherent. So coherence is ensuring that there is a logical flow between what you have before, what you said earlier, and what you are saying now, and as well what you say afterwards. So now, and then we'll move to consistency. We've talked about these are the four C's, which is the applying the style rules to ensure that there is uniformity. Applying the style rule to ensure that there is uniformity. All right. So I've got about 182 people who have responded to the check-in. I see about 44 concurrent viewers at the time. Do well to encourage them to come back soon so they don't miss out anything. All right, so now we've got the last bit of things, which is the maintaining grammatical and factual accuracy. No, you want to be correct. You want to be sure that what you're saying is right. You're not messing things up. You're not misleading. You get me? So now you need to ensure that all information that you've put together, they are correct. Now, in order to support your competence, you will proofread. You will follow your house style. You will fact check, and then you will issue auto query. You understand? So now look at this. They are intertwined. Clarity goes with proof, reading for convention, coherence, logical flow, consistency goes with our style, fact checking goes with correctness, and of course, auto query also goes with correctness and ensuring that there is clarity. Can you confirm that you understand this? Can you confirm that you understand this, that this is clear to you? Can you confirm that this is clear to you? As I'm speaking on, as I'm delivering this, I would like you to ask questions where there is, where you are not clear. I need you to ask questions. Now, all right, let's move on to the next thing. When I say supporting competencies, there have to be clarity of instruction in all manuscripts. all legible, traceable, and interpretable items information are clear. You understand? There is no chance for error. And there is no unresolved queries left on the manuscript. For instance, I gave you an example, a prototype of a sample text where we give an instance of editing, and then there is a comment, maybe there's some suggestion for edits, and perhaps you are here to respond to them. At the point before production, you must ensure that none of those things are left. All have been attended to. So let's talk about textual integrity. Okay, I would like to show you an example of when you have unresolved query. Okay, queries. Okay, I'm bringing up Word, and I'm just gonna share my Word now. Um, right. So this is my Word document. Let's say we have this. I'm just gonna make the typeface bigger. Yeah, the typeface bigger. If if an editor have issued this, we'll go to review. Don't forget to check that all markup. This is the original. This is all markup. If, for instance, I've accepted majority of these edits, let's say I've accepted all, and then there is something here like a comment. Are you sure about this? And this is standing there for more than usual, and you are at production stage. Now I can see that my camera is causing some hindrance. Okay, right. Now if at production stage you have an unresolved matter like this, there will be problem. So this needs to be resolved by the author by responding to this. Yes, this is correct, if it is actually correct. And then perhaps maybe you just block off the space and implement all of the suggestions, and then you accept all and say that is correct. This is still unresolved, because if you come here, you can have show comments. I'll show it as a list. You see that there are comments here, and there is a filter here. It says resolved, active. This is still active. Resolved, there is no one that is resolved. And you can, if you want, if you're working with a team and they have mentioned you, you can just select the one that mentioned you. Does that make sense? So now this is unresolved. Let's put it reset all. As soon as this is seen and the editor have seen it, he can come here, thumbs up, and say that's good. All right, I'll reply to you and say thank you. I'm writing as the author, I'm also writing as the editor. I can just come. If you make mistake, you can always edit. Say thank you. And then as an editor, I can come here and say result. You see that this needs to be done. Okay, if it is blurry, you need to increase your go to settings on your screen there, increase the quality of the stream to 750p. 750p. I would also see, yeah, I can increase the font here, because yeah, I can increase the font here. So you need to anyway resolve it. And if you come back to this filter, you come to active, you see that there's nothing active, and resolved, you see the resolved. If there are several resolved ones, you find them there. This is another track change, and then we just say accept this and let it go. Oh, you can see the text. Oh, all right. Okay, let me do something. I'm just gonna zoom in into the aspects of where the text is, so you can have a look at this. Hmm. Can you confirm that you can see it now, please? Now, this is what it looks like. It is blurry. It should be fine now. This is what it should look like when it is resolved. Now, I've just zoomed in. Still not clear. Oh, I think it has to do with your settings. You need to be sure that you click on the settings there. You see a wheel. Let's see if I can help you with that. Okay. Is it better now, please? Yeah, I said it's clearer now. Good. Said it's clearer now. Okay, lovely, lovely. Move to the left side. All right. So this is what it looks like. So now, if it is not resolved, if I want to take this and I want to revert it until we open it, if maybe perhaps I'm not satisfied, you see that under resolve it has disappeared. Under active it becomes active again. So you need to resolve all comments. And when I resolve it, it goes to resolve. That's how it works. Yeah. All right. So I moved it so that you can see the comment aspect of it, which I'm explaining actively now. So we'll move back to our slide. Okay. Let's move back to our slide. Okay. Now we have this, and we're still working on. So, all right, we have a case before us, and we need to consider that case in order for us to make good progress. And that case is the manuscript that is to be published. And we have to ensure that there is textual integrity. There should be zero tolerance for residual error, meaning that you shouldn't tolerate error. I had some experience this evening while I was engaging with your classmates and your class governor where we're exchanging some text, and I could see some error. I couldn't tolerate it because my eye speaks it. It might be that I may not see mine. That's why you need second party, another person to be the one to edit you. Very important because you can't see your own errors easily. All right. So there should also be system readiness, meaning that the file structure should be clean, should not only be clean, it should make sense, meaning that there is zero tolerance for inconsistency, there should be zero tolerance for errors, there should be zero tolerance for omissions. If you don't do this, you will have issues, and these issues can be as bad as you having to reprint the entire work, and that will be costly, meaning that you'll be running at a loss. So operational reality is that typesetters do not interpret, okay, they don't reinterpret content. What they do is that they just fix the error that has been picked by the editors. There are copy editor, line editors, and the editor themselves. So error at this particular stage, you know, can lead, can get into the final output, which is costly. If you've seen a badly written book, you must have noticed this, and then you are not happy about that. So you need to know what to do part time per season. Okay. I was going to present a clear sample, but I've given this out as a simulation. So you can go ahead, look at the works in the manuscript that was submitted to your group or developed by your group that you're going to work on as a team, and then ensure that you apply these principles thoroughly. Right. Now, I want to show you something. This is a framework that you should not forget. Let it stick in your head. Let it stick in your head because it's very important. Yeah, very important. Let it stick in your head because we're going to be using this repeatedly, and you'll be using this particular framework in your doings. So don't miss it. Try to understand every aspect of it. If you've got questions, please ask me while you can now. Okay. Write this down. APPROVED. Approved. If you can see my screen and you can see that say approved, can you type it in the chat? Approved. Approved. The approved framework. The approved framework. Approved framework. The approved framework is a steps. There are series of steps that you follow to ensure that everything goes well. It's an 8-step framework. 8 steps framework. So you need to go at that pace. Good. All right. While I'm waiting for you all to respond. I'll be here, right here, waiting engagement. Okay. Well done. I see you can see. Let's start. Now, I want you to see this as a reusable professional tool that you can use anytime, even for your examination, your personal essays, assessments, poetry, whatsoever piece that you're writing. You don't want to write something that you will be embarrassed, that will embarrass you. So I want to encourage you to internalize this as a mental model. Once you hear approved, remember what it means. What does A stand for? Can someone type it? A. What does it stand for? What does P stand for? What does P, the second P, stand for? What does R stand for? What does O stand for? What does V stand for? What does E stand for? How about D? Now, say it and repeat it after me. A for accuracy. P for presentation. P for proof. R for risk. O for outstanding. V for voice. E for editorial. D for documents. Just pick that words. You will get the rest later. Don't worry about that. We are going to spend some time on this. Now, let's move on. and address this one after the other. A is for accuracy, which is a mechanical thing. When I say mechanical accuracy, it means you are ensuring that everything. No one will say mechanic in engine. It talks about things that make it function. If your mechanics are right, your mechanical accuracy are poor in English, in language, the meaning will be depleted. So it will be watered down. Your meaning would not be clear. So accuracy, which are mechanical details, speaks to grammatical correctness, spelling correctness, and punctuation correctness. Most students fail exam because of wrong spelling. You may know the right answer but spelled wrongly, especially now that you're doing computer-based tests. So you need to ensure that you know what you're typing, what you're writing. You need to be sure that you are making good progress. You need to be clear about what you're saying. That's why I recommend that every one of you, each and every one of you, should have a dictionary, and not just the phone dictionary. You should have a physical dictionary. Yes, it's very important. So now you're looking at grammatical errors here, spelling errors here, punctuation errors. And then the second one is the P, which is the presentation. 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 Now, presentation is key because it helps us understand what we are doing and how we're going to be doing what we're doing. Presentation. Now, moving on. Presentation has to do with how you present the documents. You can have an idea, you can write it as a book, and we're talking about book. And now you can write it either as a drama, you can write it as a novel, you can write it as a play, you can write it as an essay, you can write it as a poem. That is one level of presentation in terms of genre. Now, if you're thinking about how it looks, is it going to be what kind of language you want to use? What audience are you trying to speak to? The presentation matters. If you're targeting the kids, the way you speak is different. If you're targeting the adults, the way you speak is different. The way you write is different. And also the way you lay out the pages are different. You want pictures if you are trying to engage children. If you are engaging adults, the way you put it down is different. And your house style will determine this. As a standard publishing firm, you will have house style, and house style will determine how some of these things are put together. Okay, all right. So I hope that helps you, and then that gives you some clarity about how we're making how we're moving things around. So let me know if you're clear. It is clear. You have a clear understanding, and put it in the chat. Put it in the chat if you're clear. Okay. All right. Nice. Thank you. I see that that is clear. I'm happy to know that. All right. So now, oh, that's poorly present. Okay. The second thing is the proof of fact. The second P is the proof of fact. Proof of fact. It includes ensuring that names are correct, dates are correct, references are verified. Let's just keep it there. Ensure that it is fact checked, you confirm it. Stephen can be Stephen, but then you have to be sure, is it a Stephen with a P or a Stephen with a V? We have Stephen spelled as Stephen, and we have Steven. You have to be sure which version of Stephen. Dates, be particularly sure about the dates. References, be particularly sure about your references. Remember, these are tools. See each of these as tool. The next thing is R, which is risk control. Like I mentioned in my previous lesson, that you should ideally, and every standard organization should have a legal department that helps with a risk management, that ensure that there are less legal risk, um, minimal errors, to ensure that there are no problem each time they publish, so they don't publish anything that will take them to court. So you are checking for libel, you're checking for plagiarism, you are checking for attribution issues. What are libel? Libels are statements that defame human character, that cause is an individual's character or morality standard to be doubted. Now, plagiarism is when you take someone else's work and submit it and pass it on as if it were yours. Take note of these things, please. As if it were yours. Take note of these things. Don't mix them up. I've had a couple of you ask me the difference between um, libel and plagiarism. Mhm. Now, I've also had a situation where we have attribution of issues, but else it was Professor X that said this, and then it was attributed to Professor Y. That would be wrong attribution, because Professor Y could be, Professor X who said it, maybe accused of may go scot-free. Why Professor Y, who originally said the statement that was attributed to Professor X, may eventually get into trouble. So passing wrong attribution. All right, let's move on. The next one is O, outstanding queries. I mentioned something like this. Every questioning. All right, you like to get the material for today's lecture. All right, I'll make it available in the chat so it is downloadable. Yeah, because it's a material in development, I will still have a think about it. All right. So outstanding queries, all resolved or clearly flagged. All must be resolved and clearly flagged. Ensure that everything is resolved and is clearly flagged. If it is not, it's either you've solved all the problem, everything is clear, or you are clearly flagging it as this is as unresolved. And when it is unresolved, it may be delayed for production. Now we have the voice consistency. Every author has its own voice. Recall as a student, when I write as a student, as someone like you and I, when I write, my friends, they know they know my voice, my tone, my use of language, and all. So you should have your voice. If you're using AI, you won't have a voice. So why don't you start writing so you don't lose your voice? No, your voice is unique. Your voice is your identity. When you write something and then you how do I call it now? You write something and then you are being accused. Okay, you have not written something, you're accused of writing something. Your friends can easily say, people who know you can say, this is not how Mr. A writes. This is not how my friend writes. It can be him. It can be. So because of this unique voice, you have to ensure that there is voice consistency even while editing. You're editing somebody who has a voice or who has a positioning already. You have to be sure that there is consistency with what people know and there is no confusion. The tone should be aligned with the intent of the author. Your voice is your identity. Thank you, Ella. Don't lose your voice to AI. It is use it responsibly. If you can train yours, train your AI. Next, editorial clarity. Everything needs to be clear, because if it is not clear, there's no point publishing it. There should not be ambiguous issues, ambiguous corrections, or things that are not clearly understood. Editorial clarity is when you're clear about the processes, you know what to do, you know what not to do, you know how to edit, you know how to resolve something, and ensuring that even the statement, the end product, the end output is clearly understandable. All right. Somebody type in there, I need to be a good editor. Put it in the chat. I need to be a good editor. And put it there, if you use AI, put it there that I need to retain my voice. I have a voice. Put it in the chat. I have a voice and I'll keep my voice. As an editor, if you want to become an editor, say, I will help my clients retain their voice. I will help my clients retain their voice. Remember, these are tools. If you are quite interested, I could share with you guys some worksheets that you can use when you are editing using this framework. There's so much to offer. There's but there is no time. We have no time. Somebody put it in the chat. AI will not take away my voice. AI will not take away my voice. I will be deliberate not to let AI take my voice. I'll be a responsible. I will not pass in client's work and junk it into an artificial intelligence. Okay, editorial clarity. And you have to be clear to your clients where you are using AI. You don't want to get into trouble by publishing what you are not meant to publish. Does that make sense? All right, we move to the next level, which is the last phase of things. All right, now we have the last part, which is document cleanliness. This is very important. You've gone through all of this stress. You want to ensure that your final output is clear. It is clean and ready for production. Okay, I'll just keep it at that. If you have question, you can start putting in the chat too. Questions? I want us to quickly do a sample text. It's short because of our time. Take a look at this. The president of Nigeria, who was elected in 2015, traveled to London on a Tuesday. Can we try make attempts to edit this? Make an attempt to clean this up. Questions you should ask yourself is that should the president be capitalized, and should it be capitalized in all contexts, or is it dependent on our style? And why should it be capitalized? Is the P in the president be capitalized? Is it important for it to be capitalized? Someone respond. Respond. Waiting for response. Waiting for your responses. Okay, I can see then the president of Nigeria who was elected in 2015 traveled to London on Tuesday. Okay, if you have attempted that, let's see. You have intervened and I can see your responses. I can see some of your responses. But before I unveil the answer, I want to see more. Don't copy others. Do your own thing. You can edit in different ways. All right, be careful that after your punctuation, there is a space. I can see someone's work. I'm just going to pin that for a moment. You need to be careful that you are. Okay, I'm not going to pin that so as not to avoid embarrassment. Ensure that after 2015, your comma, there is a space before the next word traveled. You can see that in the chat. More answers, please. More answers, please. If you have done that, take a moment to look at what you've done and be sure that it makes sense. And be sure that it makes sense. Okay. The president of Nigeria was elected in 2015 from our traveled. Now, look at the word traveled. There is a travel that has double L and there's one with single L. I can see some of you using double L. The question is which one is American English, which one is British English? Hmm? One is US English, one is British English. If I was editing for Nigeria, which one should I be using? It is important that you maintain consistency. I see majority, they are getting it wrong because in this context now, I'm providing context for Nigeria. The one with single L is American English. Ella, that is correct. Well done. Well done. So you have to be mindful of everything. It's a serious work. It's a serious work. You have to be mindful of it. All right. So this is the correct answer. Capitalization of president, Nigeria, London, Tuesday. So take note of that. Capitalization of these words that you can see is key, is sacrosanct. We also have to look at the stylistics consistency. What's just happening? Yeah, stylistics consistency is also important. Please take notes. We call it varieties of word English. Let me see. Trying to get that of varieties of word English. Okay. It's funny showing this way. Funny how it shows this way. All right. Maybe this will help now. Let's see. All right. The next one is facts verification. Fact verification. Confirm the election year. If it is correct, if it is incorrect, if it needs readjustments, be sure. Take note of that, please. And then maintain a formal register. Maintain a formal register. Maintain a formal register. Maintain a formal register. Now, look at the spelling like I've rightly mentioned. Look at the spelling like I've rightly mentioned. Okay, yeah, a formal register. What is a formal register? Ensuring that you are speaking formal English and not informal English. What is a register? Register is your use of words within a particular context. If you are writing for aviation, ensure that the words that you're using is within the aviation register. Register is a specialized language for a profession. I hope that helps, co-living. Hope that helps you. Now, I want you to remember some of these things that you have some works to do and you need to be able to do it right. In the works that you are going to do, and even right here and right now, you can someone post a question, a random text that is false, just for simulation. Post a random, just type a gibberish. Yes, register is similar to jargon for those who have just asked that question. So can someone type a gibberish? Something with errors. My phone is hanging. You can always come back to watch the live. Can someone type a gibberish? In fact, everyone, just give me, type something. Somebody else pick it and do it. And look out for linguistic error. Enforce stylistic consistency. Standardize formatting convention. The man is a woman. Okay, somebody should correct that. Someone should correct that. Arsenal won today's match. Someone should correct that. So try to respond back. I'm going to share the screen now so we can see the chat in a bigger way. I hope that is big enough. I hope that is big enough. So someone should attempt to correct that. Dr. Olaskon is a female. You're going to you're, you're going to fact check that for them. The rice is bad. The fisher many cannot not swim across their sea. Okay, this is getting interesting. Now someone else should correct, pick something and correct. Someone should pick one thing and correct. Pick something and attempt to correct it. Pick something and try to correct it. Pick something and try to correct it. Chelsea is the best team. Okay. Some people are retracting their message. Arsenal lose today's match. Dr. Olu is a man. That is correct. Hold on. The tablet has been the tablet has been boiling. Okay, that must be your tablets. Where am I? Where am I? Okay, more. I hope you're making sense of today's lesson. I hope it's helpful. All right, we're almost at the end of the lesson. We're almost at the end of the lesson. Okay, appears you guys like my name. There are very big basket of fruits. If you are writing a sentence and there is no full stop, you are getting it wrong. Full stop is what completes your sentences. So you need to be very sure that you have full stops. You are writing any sentence, and no sentence is incomplete without a full stop. Be sure that you have full stop. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to proceed. Look out for identity, identify and correct the factual errors, compose one professional author query. Can someone compose an author query? Somebody wrote Liverpool will win Premier League. You have put in will in initial capital letter, which is the W is in capital letter. That is wrong. That is wrong. Okay. Now, okay. So let's move on. Now, there are some things that you realize. How can I acquaint myself with good copy editing and reading skill? The only way you can improve your editing skill is for you to, continue reading. Read more. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay, that's funny. This life is like a watermelon. What does that mean? It's hard outside and soft inside. Nice. I think I got that right. Did I get that right? He's an nobody is ready to change. Let's go home. Okay, let us go. You're in your home already. So work independently. Even in your work or your group work, you'll be working as a team. Ensure that all of these things play in. I'm giving you hands-on practical. Apply the approved method rigorously. Hmm? This is a simulation of what happens in the industry. It's not a joke. All right, it's time for you to ask questions. When you see this, we're almost at the end. Let me take away my face. Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. Dr. Agudo should always check on his student sanity. Okay? Sanity. Sanity. That's interesting to know. I think I like that. I hope your sanity is fine. I hope you're good. I care about you. So this is the time for you to ask your question. right? So the first question I've got here is, okay, what exactly is book meant to be about? I mean, for the book project. Okay, I'm going to come back there. It could be about anything. The book project could be about anything that your team have decided it should be. So it could be about anything. You can decide to come up with an anthology collection of poems. You can decide to come up with something entirely different from what we used to know, and this could be about anything. Anything. It's about your idea. It's about your genuineness, about your seriousness, about your commitment to thinking. So be creative in your doing. I have about, I think, 9 groups now. So get yourself ready and be ready to do something unique, something you'll be proud of. Okay? Something you'll be proud of. All right. Now I'm going to move off the question slide. I have a few questions there, and I want you to ask yourself. Now I want to ask you to ask yourself, of all of the things we've been doing, which task requires the most, cognitive task? Which one requires the most cognitive effort? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Which one requires the most cognitive effort? If people have left the live now, you need to let them know to come back because we're about to check out. We'll soon be checking out. So it's don't be lost on in transit. Don't lose it. So which tasks require the most cognitive effort in all of the ones you've done now? Okay, where did uncertainty arise in all of this? Where did you experience uncertainty? Where did you experience uncertainty? Where did you experience uncertainty? Uncertainty. Where did you experience uncertainty? Where did you experience uncertainty? All right. The next part of it is, why how did you resolve conflicting editorial decision? How did you resolve it? I'm happy that most of you have learned a lot. I can see in some of your feedback, encouraging. I'm happy my time is not wasted and my effort is not wasted. And your class is inspiring a legacy for future sessions, future lessons, which is quite interesting and commendable. Okay, all right. Thank you for that. Now let's talk about your group work. It's time to move. We want to move. Let's move. All right. Now you're about to start something that will move you from the classroom to becoming like a professional. You're about to do what a firm-based workflow simulation. Your publishing firms are now officially constituted. In fact, you're gonna get the I've got your attendance, and I know I've got about, let me just confirm that number again, about 300 and something student in this session today. Three, and let's confirm the figure. Let's be sure the figures are radical session table. Where are they? Okay, so today I've got 369 live participants who checked in, and 300 should at least expect 369 people who will be assigned. Okay, now we're moving from idea to proposal and then commissioning a manuscript. So the idea you should discuss around, in your group, you should have your department, all of this, and the instructions are in the document that have been provided. You're starting this from scratch, and it should work seamlessly. The faster you are, the better for you, the earlier your grade. I want to let you know that the most mark of from this course is will be obtained or gained through this work. The examination is like your CA. Just know that. Examination will carry very little mark. This practical work is the real thing. And don't be surprised if you miss it, you're likely to fail the exam because the exam counts for less. Know what you are doing. So now, introduction, acquisition strategy. What are you going to publish? Why? What do you want to do exactly? You have to come up with that. Why do you choose what you want to publish? You have to come up with that and think through that. That is very important. Okay, so now I would want you to also pay attention to this part of things. I'll show just my slide now, and then that you need to define your editorial positioning of your firm, define your target audience and the book purpose. The for kids, for adult, for your age group. Ooh, you understand? So think about that. And now I'm asking question again. If you have question for about the group, please ask. So the assignment given to us, does it carry mark? The one that was previously given, um, they are independent formative tasks that is meant to build you. So now your immediate action, what you should do immediately now is that now you should meet as a group, assign all the departmental roles clearly, decide on the book type, if it is anthology, a textbook, a guide, a collection of poems, or maybe all of you will put a poem together. Now decide your target audience, the core team, what you want to focus on. You want to write something about student experience or reflection from 200 level students or our learnings, takeaways from Mark 206 class. Maybe everybody writes something like one page each, and then you bring it all together. You make a book from that. That's okay. Anything that you can think of, yeah, develop it, and then I'm expecting a book proposal. A team will sort of propose, the acquisition team will sort of propose it to the organization. You have all of this documentation which you're going to submit. I just wanted to have a live it, a real life simulation, and then your editorial brief. And then if you still have a question, I'm asking again, ask a question. So try to stay consistent with everything you're doing. Ensure that you make sense. Now, the next thing is that you want to be sure that the department are activated. You have your executive team who are The leader will spearhead the executive team. We have the editorial team, those who look at the errors and then fix the correct. And then we have the content teams who sort of prepares and begin manuscript drafting. The editorial team, they lead the acquisition, the proposal of the documents. The executive team define publishing direction and what they want to do. If you have question about this, ask. Okay. Again, I want you to sort of think about this as a continuity. Once your work is approved, you can then begin your manuscript development. Use it to guide it, feed it into the editing, feed it into the production stages, become the foundation. This will sort of become the foundation of your final published ebook and presentation. It is an ebook, you're not printing anything. All I need is a PDF at the end of the day. How you want to go about it, figure that out. And I shared a video earlier about InDesign, introduction to it. Some of you, if you have a laptop, work around it. And now you have another opportunity to ask questions. To be honest, ask AI for opinion. I felt uncertain when choosing between similar editing corrections, like deciding which punctuation or words. Yeah, that's okay. It's subjective. As I said, editing is subjective. Editing is subjective. Now, this is what you'll be going through. Who enjoyed this lesson? Did you enjoy this lesson? If you enjoyed it, can you put together a testimony? Can you write something down there? Write something. Write something. Write something. Tell me what you liked about the lesson. Tell me what you stand to gain from the lesson. Tell me, give me some feedback, areas to improve. And yeah, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. This is the end of our module 1. Honestly speaking, if we stop this course here, it will be fine. But we won't stop here. We have to finish it. We have to finish it. We won't stop here. Meaning that next week we'll begin another leg. Okay. And for some of you who have okay, what question did you ask? Alogo said, can you please share and put the question down again? I think I missed it. So you haven't answered the question I sent. What question did you send? Could you please resend it? I think I missed it. So much chat. I'm trying to figure that out. But you could please resend it. Or better still, let's I really can't do a live telegram. So if you want to speak directly, I would activate the telegram live now, and then you can because I can come on telegram and then unmute your mic to ask questions. And then we should be done in about 3-4 minutes. I originally thought this was going to be an hour, but it has gone beyond that now. So I would also activate open the chat, so if you have anything to post in there, you can post in there. So the chat is open now, and then the live chat has started. So if you want to ask question on Telegram, because I can go there now and ask. What is the deadline? The deadline for this group assignments will be communicated to you by your group. It will be communicated to you by your group leader. So if you have question now, Aligosa, please, I'm expecting you to come on that. I asked if you would be regrouping us again. Yes, I'll be regrouping you. Because I know, yes, I'll be regrouping you immediately after this class. In fact, it has been done, so you'll be getting the PDF. The honest answer, I learned nothing. Saturday is meant for a day I work. Oh yeah, so you can always come back to that. So who has a question here?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you? You can go ahead with your question. Okay, all right. So, yes, go ahead with your question. I can hear you. Go ahead with your question. I can hear you.
So you already, I think you have answered it already
All
from the
right.
YouTube because I asked you where you keeping us.
All right. Yeah, so I'm doing that right. Yeah, I'm going to send you the regrouped data as soon as possible. All right. So, for
Thank
some
you,
of
sir.
you who are unable to, thank you. For some of you who are unable to come on live, you can rewatch. I just ensure you have your attendance marked in. Um, sorry, totally out of my own. I'm just stressing myself to get you guys educated here. So know what you're doing. So all right. So in this on this note, I'll bring this class to a close. Check out. Check out. Check out. Check out. Yeah. Good evening. How are you? Do you have a question? Do you have a question, please? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Please, I wanted to ask if when we get the proposal crafted, do we submit it to you first for you to approve before we start the entire process, or we just check the proposal by ourselves and work on it?
Once you're done, you are sure about it, you're about to go ahead, you can just send me a copy. I'll just have a look at it. You'll be graded based on how best your idea is. I'm not going to impute. I'm not going to correct. I'm not going to adjust because you're not publishing it to the public anyway. It's for simulation for learning. So I won't. I don't need to approve that. Okay. So I just need you to do it independently. Be the leader. There will be somebody who is the head of the group, who is the publisher. There will be someone who will be taking care of. You have a team of executive who would make decision. I want you to have an independent simulation as if you have started a company. I'm quite confident that some of you may be inspired to even start a publishing firm, even right as a student. Some of you will be inspired to become publishers. Some of you will be inspired to work in a publishing firm, and some of you will start some career even right after the submission. You it's something that you pick on, and you can eventually start publishing yourself. So these are some of the inspiration. I hope this makes sense to you.
Good evening, sir. Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, please go ahead. I'm with you.
Sir, please, you told some of us to send you mails. So I sent you a mail with that. You told me you asked me for evidence for some of that mail. It's been about 3 days now. I just wanted to remind you.
All emails will be attended to. I'm all working in your interest, as you can see. I'm right here, so every other mail will be attended to. For as long as you have written your email appropriately, if you have not written it appropriately, you may not get the response. So you need to ensure you have a subject, your clear purpose of your email, and you sign it with your matric number and your names. Okay. Otherwise, it will have a system in place that ignores such kind of email. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. You have a question, Raji?
Yes, sir. Concerning this project, do we have like a minimum number of words or pages that we have to submit?
No, you don't. You decide that. Don't. It's a PDF, so you're not
All right.
printing. It's not. You understand? It's cost effective.
Okay, sir.
All right. So guys, check out. Check out. Do you have any other question, please? Let me have a look at the checkout session. Any other question?
Anita.
I don't know where Anike came from. Oh. Anike have come into my class. It is well. All right. So I think this is where we'll bring things to a close. I have 82 people who have checked out. I'll leave the checkout open. Okay, I'll leave the checkout open. So guys, have a beautiful day. In the absence of no any other question, I will. Okay, you enjoy the approved framework. So keep your feedback coming. Keep your feedback coming. If you have downloaded my ebook, there is now a review option there where you can submit review. Yeah, is there a question there, please?
Sir, my name is not in any group, sir. Can anything be done about that, sir?
So why is your name not in any group? Have you been attending classes?
I know that group about that.
Hmm? I didn't get you. All right. If you're not in any group, it means you have not been an active student. So you need to be an active student to be to be for you to be assigned to a group. So that is what. All right. So I'm putting an end to this session now. Wishing you all a beautiful and productive evening. Bye bye, everyone. Cheers and bye. Don't forget to share.